9 touchdowns last week. Had to be pleased with that.
Yeah, it was a good start. It really was. Keaton played a nice game, and the execution really honestly wasn't as good as we wanted it to be, and we got a lot of improving to do there. But it was really good to see guys get under the lights and shine the way that they did. And some guys made some really nice plays, some tough catches, and thought the offensive line, started off the season well, showed that physicality that we're going to need as we move forward. So it was a good start.
For the offense, I guess, with Nick getting to play this week and things, it kind of, I guess in some ways, a little bit like a season opener all over again?
Oh, yeah, for sure for Nick. But I think for the rest of the guys, no. I think this is a big opportunity for our team to improve. I mean, improving from game 1 to game 2 is a big deal, and fortunately everybody but Nick got that opportunity. So I look for everybody to have big strides this week and kind of settle down a little bit and execute a little bit better, be a little bit more detailed. And then Nick's experienced enough that I think that he'll be able to fit right in there and get off to a great start himself.
I was about to say, do you worry about butterflies for Nick against a Kansas State instead of like a Stephen F. Austin?
I would assume there's butterflies. It's like you said, it's his first game of the year. I hope there's butterflies. That's why we play the game. We love the game, and so. But I think his experience will settle in quickly. I doubt that it'll be bigger. Too big for Nick. He's experienced a lot in his career, and he's a humble guy. He's a focused guy, and I think he's just ready to rock and roll. He's probably going to have his spikes laced up first before anybody else.
When you put the lineup together for the first game, 3 first-time starters emerged, the receiver positions. What did those guys do to earn that status in camp?
Honestly, for that group, it was, in entirety, for Osiris and Austin, I just thought that they got better every single day. They came out of it. We did a great job of kind of keeping the production from everybody, and we gave everybody a really good opportunity with equal reps, and those guys were the most productive 2 guys in our group. And then Guidry, did a really nice job of, someone who missed all of spring. I thought he caught on really well. He kind of surprised me, honestly, how well he caught on, and I think he gives us a different element. So it was 3 guys that we feel really good about. And don't get me wrong, I feel, we have 6 or 7 guys in our room that we feel we can put out there and have success. So, that's a little bit of a luxury that we have.
Does that include Malik Deer and Jamal Couch because they didn't get any action the first game?
Yeah, the first game, that was just the opportunities. They honestly were about to go in the third quarter, and the opportunities with the way the score went, I felt like this was an opportunity to get some young guys in there that worked their tails off, and we took advantage of that opportunity.
The big plays that Osiris made, did you see that from him during camp, those big plays?
Oh yeah. He has stood out, honestly. He's worked his tail off, and his mentality and everything has grown so much. He's maturing every day. From where he was in the spring to where he is now is light years ahead, and he's still got a lot of growing to do because he's a young pup. And but there's a lot in there, and I look forward to getting the most out of him as this season continues to go.
Looking ahead to Kansas State, that was one of the nation's worst pass defenses a year ago when they gave up 257 yards, I think, to South Dakota, an FCS team. Is that something where you look at film and you say there's going to be some mismatches for us to exploit?
To be honest with you, no. I mean, when I look at that film, I see a defense that is very fundamentally sound, and they don't really. They squeeze you, and they're going to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. So, I think this is going to be a really good challenge for us, honestly. They are as disciplined of a football team and as physical a football team as I think we'll play, and I think this presents a really good challenge for us, and it's kind of the next step.
12 guys catching balls last week. Did that surprise you a little bit, or was that expected?
I don't know if it's expected, but, this offense is built around that. It really is. It's the luxury that we have in this offense of being able to distribute the ball to a bunch of different people, whether it's running the football or throwing the football. I think the history of the offense speaks for itself. Having multiple people have success within one season, that's kind of what makes this thing go. It really does. So it doesn't allow defenses to, focus their attention on one person. So expecting 12 people, that's a lot, but we're definitely going to distribute the ball every week.
Coach Moorhead said that he expects a running back Kylan Hill had the most carries of the running backs. He had 9. He expects that probably to go up as the season goes on. Do you kind of see a similarity with the wide receivers? Do you expect some of those guys to get 5 or more catches as opposed to the leading receiver having only 2?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I think that's natural progression as the season goes. You start to settle in. Guys get the hot hand. Guys are getting the groove. And I think that naturally happens. You know, you settle on 1 and 2 running backs, and you settle on 3 or 4 receivers, and but we're in no hurry to determine that yet. I think we still got really good competition going on every day, and guys driving every single day to try to be that person. So we're by no means chasing that, but I think that will naturally happen as the season goes.
Even though you're not in a hurry to find that out, do you think a hot hand can be found in a game as soon as week 2?
Sure, but then the next week it might be completely different, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, I think different defenses pose different opportunities. And so, you know, how we're going to build our game plan is going to be predicated more on how we can attack them more than necessarily just one specific person on this team. So everything's kind of built through the quarterback, and then everything goes off from there. And I would anticipate that, you know, we're going to have weeks where it's going to change rather than it's going to be one guy that we're going to ride every single week. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
How was practice today?
It was great. It was awesome. You know, hate going inside. You know, kind of a little cramped in there. Tough to really air the ball out sometimes. Hard to throw it against the sidelines. I want to run anyone into the wall. But I had a great practice. Scouts did a great job giving us a look, and I'm feeling really confident.
Coach Miner said you were calling him, texting him, demanding the game plan noon yesterday, and pushing him to get it to you. Can you just tell us that? Can you affirm that?
Absolutely. I was very excited to be back. Very excited to kind of get going with my season and you know, go get a big road win.
Does this feel like week 1 for you?
Yeah, in a way. In a way, it does feel like week 1 for me. In another way, I know it's week 2. We had a great win last weekend, and just want to build off of that.
Was it difficult going through last week? What was that like, just doing the scout team and all that stuff?
I mean, yeah, it was rough. Take full responsibility for the reasons why I was out. I embraced my role as a scout team quarterback whenever I was in there, just try to give the defense the best luck I possibly could, make sure that hopefully I was doing it better than their quarterback was, so you know, they had a harder look at practice than they did in the game. Just kind of embrace that leadership role through that way.
How would you describe your experience during the game itself on the sideline?
It was great. You know, I love watching my teammates go out there and play really well. Keaton did an amazing job, which I knew he would. Got to see the offense for the first time, you know, really in a game setting, and you know, that was really exciting to see.
How fun was it to watch Jalen get in there for the first time?
It was cool, man. Little Moose got in there a few plays. You know, he's learning. He's done a great job since he's been here. I know how tough it is coming in early like that, and you know, kind of being thrown in there as a freshman, as a true freshman. You know, I think he did well.
Coach Moore had said whatever you did happened back in March. Did you know you were going to miss a game, or did it kind of blindside you when he told you about it?
You know, I don't really want to get into like a timeline or anything like that. You know, what happened, and you know, we're going to move past it and ready to go for week 2.
Can you get into it all about what happened?
I'm good, man.
Watching the game, did you see things out there on the field where when Keaton came to the sideline, you're like, hey, this was there, this was available to you, you should have been looking for that?
You know, honestly, he did a great job. You know, honestly, for the first time in a long time, I kind of just got to sit back and be a fan and watch him play. And you know, he did a wonderful job. Really exciting. Really cool to see him step up and lead the team like he did in the bowl game.
What have you seen from Kansas State on film so far?
Very, very good team. You know, not extremely. I want to say they're not really. How do I put that? I'm lost for words. They're very base. They're not going to see a lot of exotic formations, a lot of exotic defenses, but they're very fundamentally sound. They know their roles, and they're not going to find them out of place. You know, they're not going to blow a coverage or anything like that. So we're going to have to do the little things right this week, and we're going to have to play, you know, our 11 better than their 11.
Despite whatever happened, your teammates voted you team captain and things. What did that mean to you for that to happen, despite all whatever had happened? To
You
get
know,
that vote of confidence.
Absolutely, it was huge that was voted captain, me and Gary. It's an honor, you know, coming from where I came from. Being a nobody to being the team captain is a huge deal. I've accepted my role. I've done everything I possibly can to be a good leader on and off the field, and I'm going to continue to do that.
You say that you enjoyed watching your teammates show out last week, but how much of you, you know, deep down inside, are kind of hurting and itching to be the one on the field?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm hurting for it. You know, I mean, obviously, I want to be out there playing, but at the same time, I had to sit out, and I was okay with that. I took my role with whatever I had to do to make the team better, and moving forward now, I'm ready to go out there and be the quarterback.
Kansas State was a team last year that struggled against the pass. Pass defense, I think, was 129 in the nation. looking at film, do you see some possible mismatches out there for your guys?
I think just scheme-wise, I think that we're going to be, we're going to have a really great game plan to go out there and attack what they run, their base looks and their base defense. So I think that, in a way, our offense is kind of built to go after their style of defense. So I think it's going to be a good matchup all around.
Have you taken any hits since camp started?
I have not.
So Thanksgiving was the last time you got hit?
Absolutely.
Are you a little nervous about that, or are you ready for it?
No, not nervous at all. I just know how sore I'm going to be the next day, and have my body not having to gone through any contact yet.
Will you go into the game kind of like I know you were practicing during camp with your ankle heavily taped and stuff. Will that still kind of be the case? Or?
I mean, I don't really plan on it now. I just plan on taping my ankles and going out there and playing. Appreciate it. Stay.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.